Last time on London by Night. I have to find that proper voice at some point.
Yes, exactly.
Of course.
You had another half unexpected visit from Vizier Harry Livingstone. I know Luke is pretty fucking sick of people just swinging by without calling first.
Right.
And you received some praise and some questions and some information about the altar and you're a guest in your basement that I think most people interpreted as a demon. The Vizier, he made some notes about you guys and went on his merry way, and you discussed whether or not to turn on the focus. And I think Marie never really got a clear answer, other than some people didn't really care and others were adamant about not fucking with shit they didn't understand. And Luke got pretty sick of it by the end, especially when the guy in the chair or in the chain start to talk to you mentally and share each other's thoughts with the group.
Luke was out. That was it for him.
Each of you had a brief moment furthering your own endeavors. An invitation from Regina for Leo. Oliver's trying to set something up. Dave had another revelation from Alistair Crowley. Another task. And you met up in Little Russia, in Haringey, to kill Yaroslav and his thin-blooded ghouls, assisted by the Baron. That worked out really well. You did what you came to do, tore some people apart, and Luke gave in to his beast and diablerized Yaroslav, now having an actual voice in his mind.
Oh yeah.
Before it was just a rumbling and something that turns off light.
I mean, he pretty much diablerized the Sabbat leader guy. I feel like that's a notch on the belt. Like,
you all quickly escaped with Gabriel, and this is where we're picking up again. It's late for a mortal, but early for a vampire. You're on foot, hasty footsteps, trying to keep up with the Baron. Emery has disappeared, probably a Nos thing. She talked about a sewer. And Marie had something she needed to do, and were permitted to do that by the Baron. Probably Tremere things.
Wasn't Marie bleeding?
I don't know. I can't keep track of that. But you guys are going, well, for the people who are familiar with the city, you're going east. And I'm just thinking whether Oliver, you've been here, and you start to feel the presence of Waltham Forest. The rest of you have not been here, but you're clearly entering something different. It seems more gloomy, and every few minutes you can't avoid hearing someone cough or sneeze or do the sniffles.
What are we doing?
It seems sporadic, but yet constant. And it's like the light here is dimmer than everywhere else in the city.
I mean, everywhere's dark, but like this place, it's just like a pall hanging over it.
It's like there's a filter over the lights, and I don't know. You can't see if the mortals notice it, but
I can see. I have Oblivion sight, so I can see things that other people can't see in terms of like spiritual distress.
You want to turn them on?
I do.
No, there are mortals around, but not many.
And it's not as if anybody's really going to notice. One guy's eyes are a little darker in the dark, so.
I mean, usually wherever you go, there's bound to be at least one wraith somewhere. But this is overwhelming. There's so many around you. They're just standing, and as soon as you turn your eyes on, they all turn and look at you.
I'm going to turn them off. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's all. That's all I need. Okay. We're in the forest of the dead. That's fantastic.
Right. Dave will be dropping pinches of salt as he walks.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Luke will be following Dave. Just guys, we are in it right now. I see dead people. All right, I'm just saying. and yeah, it's thick here. You know, THICC. It's thick. You know, so.
Gabriel smiles and shivers a little bit, and he gestures towards what looks like a pub, you think, but there's no music inside, no voices. There's a bit of a light from probably behind the bar, but it's elevated a little bit, and you have to go up a stair, so you can't really see in. But Gabriel, he says, "Let's head inside. I have something I want to talk to you about."
So Luke is going to go. He's going to tap Gabriel on the shoulder, and he's going to like, before we head in, I'm like, what do we know about this part of the city again? I'm just, I mean, I've already seen some things that are pretty distressing, so, I'm just...
It's Cappadocian domain.
Well, that would explain the spirits then, yeah.
Well, there was an outbreak some years ago, and even though it didn't spread very far, it still killed a lot of people.
And they all flocked here. They all decided to just make this part of the city their home.
I don't really understand it. You'll have to talk to Isa to get, the specifics, but she says they're trapped.
Oh.
So
against their will. Okay. That puts a little bit of a different light on the situation. Got it. All right. I'm ready.
Again, I know nothing about raids, so yeah. But you guys hit aside. There's an elderly chap. He's around 70, you think. He's looking at a TV, playing some football. It's obviously not live since it's in the middle of the night. There are no other patrons in here, and he kind of turns an eye to you guys, but seems like he's deliberately ignoring you. And Gabriel finds a booth in the furthest corner and gestures for you to sit.
Sounds like a plan. I'm not going to be sitting as close as physically possible to Gabriel, but if I could put Gabriel in between Dave and everything else that might suddenly appear, that would be nice.
Yeah. Well, he goes to the bar and behind the bar, like he belongs there, and he pours himself a pint. Beer. And looks at the rest of you. Anyone else who can?
Mm-hmm. Do you serve anything but beer here?
Sure, they have whiskey, and pulls out a bottle.
I'll have something a little stronger than beer at this point.
Puts the bottle.
And can I tell? It's fine if I can't, but I'm just curious. Can I tell? Is this guy actually living and breathing, or is he kindred, or something else entirely?
He's breathing and living.
Oh, okay.
Is coughing a bit, so not in the best health.
Does he have a rash or something? Like, is it pox, perhaps? Like maybe a bulging, cyst on his neck or anything?
Gabriel, he probably sees the look that you're giving him, and he says, "Don't worry about Jimmy. We know each other, don't we, Jimmy?" And Jimmy just says,
Okay, this is fair. Whiskey.
He puts the bottle on the table, a few glasses. I don't know how many of you have eat food, or just pretend that you do. But Gabriel seems to be relaxed when he's drinking his beer, and he's also blushed at the moment. But he's not sitting down. He's kind of standing at the end of the table, and a few moments of silence, unless someone wants to discuss something. And he walks around, puts his hands on Oliver's shoulder, first gently, but Oliver, you kind of feel like the thumbs are going in a little bit hard. Gabriel, he says, I need you guys, and Oliver leading this because he is a clan of death after all, to go to the Stonehouse Hospital basement I talked about. And I know for sure that Oliver will take the charge and do this for us. Right, Oliver? And he's kind of, you feel like these fingers can tear through flesh, but he's not pushing as hard as he can.
And he kind of like turns his head a little bit like this way, like to look back. Sure, all right. Why not?
Good. And let's go. Sits down at the table. But everyone can see, you don't need a lot of insight for that, but he's clearly paying a lot of attention to Oliver right now, and his smile seems a little bit wicked or forced.
This is Jimmy?
No, Gabriel.
Okay. I was about to say, Jimmy's a little scary. Gabriel, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sorry, I got that mixed up.
I talked to Josh. He's bringing a car for you guys. But I suggest we just, I don't know, relax for half an hour.
I actually didn't realize that Luke doesn't have eat food, so he's going to drink that whiskey and then he's going to promptly throw up.
Yeah.
I thought I had built that into him.
A really good job at swilling the beer and spilling.
Yeah. No, this stuff is hard enough. That's fine.
But yeah, half an hour passes, and then you hear outside. Gabriel says, I think your ride is here. He looks at you, Oliver, again, and he has a bit of a tone. He says, you know where your clanmates are residing, correct?
I've been there.
Good.
But I wouldn't exactly call them my clan. But I get what you mean.
I can't tell the difference. I didn't mean to be rude.
No, I don't mean to correct you. I'm still trying to figure it out myself. The Carter is a strange thing. But whatever. We'll get it done for you. No problem.
Again, Stonehouse Hospital, and previously the City of London Asylum. The City of London Asylum and Hospital for Mental Disease, but I don't think it's been that since 1920s. But again, it's at the border of our domain, and I've heard about weird things going on. So it's a scouting mission, and if you can solve whatever is bothering the place, then I owe you a boon.
That might lighten the mood.
Why not?
So,
Oliver will look at Gabriel and just say, at least for me, this one's on the house.
I thought as much. Smiles and heads out the door.
So, is there an opportunity to I'm not asking for the herd performance thing here. Is there an opportunity to just feed on maybe a person sleeping on the street or something? So, just a quick snack. Because the whiskey didn't do it. And I need something a little bit more.
If people want to hunt, go ahead.
Yeah.
The difficulty is not that high because people are a bit spaced out in this particular area.
That's fair. I'm going to use dexterity and stealth.
I would suggest maybe not lunching nearby. the food here doesn't appear to be fresh.
It's got worms. Yeah,
Okay.
no, I got it. Yeah. I mean, maybe we could we got 30 minutes, right? We could just kind of, we could
Or
stop off somewhere.
if you look at the map, the
You can nip into
Stonehouse,
Enfield.
the Stonehouse Hospital is in Dartford, Kent, which is basically like way east out of the map.
Okay, so on our way, perhaps, you know, and not in the dark forest of spirits and death, you know. So, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have Luke because he needs to top off a little bit here because if we're gonna jump right into something else here. I need to do something about his hunger. So
Yeah. Well, do the
I will
roll.
do that. I will do that now. He's got, as we know, in another life, Luke was a ninja. So we're just gonna go with that. And that's not his best roll, but it's 2 successes. That should be enough, right? Because these people, as you said, are kind of spaced out and everything.
I see 3, but yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can easily slake 2 hunger.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Well, unless you wanna. Oh, I'm gonna retcon the whole thing. You just diablerized the guy. You are at zero. You are at 0 hunger.
You're right. You know what? I was looking at my health. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm being an idiot today.
No, I completely forgot as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are you hungry?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? He's gonna heal those two health bars, and then now he's gonna feed and reduces. Well, it's still hunger 1, so it's whatever. I'm good. I don't need to feed. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. We'll
fine.
just forget all of that happened.
Well, if you're hungry, eat.
A little snackish.
Yeah. Peckish.
But yeah, Gabriel leaves. There's a car waiting for you outside, but I'm gonna leave you guys with at least to have a chance to talk in private before you head out about what you want to do.
So Oliver, tell us about this hospital and like all the joyful things we're gonna encounter here. Like, you know, you seem to know. Gabriel made you put you on point here. So the deets, the tea, spill it.
Well, you're going to be disappointed because I don't know much about it. I have a bit of a tenuous connection with the Cappadocians. I am not of them, and they didn't really talk about it. And I sorry didn't stick around to tell me about the finer details of dealing with the undead, so I can't even see them. I can feel when the air gets colder, but that's about it.
So you
I don't really
can't,
feel much else.
you know, actually
can't
see them. Okay.
I think that's going to be more. I'll direct you on what to do if you want, but I can't see anything.
Feels like an important thing though if you're dealing with like dead people, you know, just spirits, and you know. Okay, I don't profess to know all that much about it. I just see dead people, so it's just like okay, yeah.
The Cappadocians were also disappointed that I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
So
So you've disappointed a lot of people.
You don't disappoint us.
No. I'm not disappointed in you. I'm just.
Thanks,
it
Dave.
sounds like you've disappointed a lot of people. So yeah.
oh well.
That's a negative thing.
That's a bit rude.
You
I just it seems that way. Yeah. You know what? I would talk you up. I would. So
play the cards that you're dealt. At least I haven't let myself down.
exactly.
Speaking of which,
That's true.
the cat might be out of the bag. Any like kind of
Oh.
like notions?
You mean the fact that you both have had nomi-nomis in the last couple of days?
I lost myself a little bit there, and I gotta be honest, I did disappoint myself there. A little bit. I lost control.
It's the thought that counts. The fact that you care is all that matters. Be positive. Look, we've achieved everything we wanted to. We've done everything that's been thrown
We
at
have.
us.
We're fucking champions.
It's okay. This sounds like it's a them problem, not an us.
It is. Dave, you always are a voice of reason and wisdom. Really, you are. Yeah. I just respect a lot of what you say so often. And you always know how to reframe things in a positive light. I give you that.
Look, I've got all of your backs.
Yeah, I know you do. Dave's got our backs.
I'll just say this much. And I'll just say this in a general sense, but I think I know you know what I'm referring to in a more specific sense. If things get bad, I'm not going to expect you to put your necks out for me. But if you do, I'd make it worth your while. I promise you that. So,
Oliver, let me just be straight up with you here. If things get bad, well, even until things get bad, I'm going to position myself. I'm going to be right behind you. I got your back. And then when things get really bad, I might not be there. So
I expect
Fair
it as
enough.
much. I appreciate your honesty.
all right, I'm just
I
want
sense
to
you in
level with
bullshit,
you
man.
there.
Just tempering that. What happened to Mr. Sabat when you landed on him and tore him limb from limb? I think you're selling yourself short there, Luke.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, I mean, it might have changed me a little bit. I don't know. I'm going off of what I used to do, and honestly, I'm really good at not being there. So, but that could change. You're right. You're right. This could turn over a new leaf in my life, and I could potentially become a new person. But I feel like me. I'm just saying. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Good.
But being clear, if it gets all funky, we're all running away, aren't we? Yeah.
I think perhaps that I choose life over the alternatives. So I've already died once. I feel like that's enough. So that I'm right. We're on the same page, Dave. As always, we are. Yeah. Same page.
As long as we
what
don't
it
have to
is.
go into the sewers, I'm good.
Leo and I see things the same way too. Like we've actually gone a night or two without going into the sewers, so I think that's awesome. I think that we are on a good upswing here in terms of like our environment. We traded the sewers for a haunted forest. I think we're moving up in the world. Yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
I prefer the forest of dead people.
I mean,
Well.
you do you.
Yeah.
I don't think the hospital will be that much better than the sewers. But I'm willing to find out.
What's the worst that could happen?
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Stay positive.
If in doubt, scream the N word a few times. Not that one, the other one. Remember the one we say 3 times?
Yeah.
She's got
Exactly.
us out of a lot of
Oh, yeah,
I know,
trouble so
right?
far. Oh, and seeing as Leo said that you two have had num-noms recently, remember she offered that we could share in diablerizing a really, really powerful old...
You remembered that. It's been on your mind.
I don't know, it's just it. Well, you seem to both, well, you've enjoyed it so far.
It's a traumatizing experience. It is.
And why did you do it?
I'm like I said, I lost control. That was the first time that's ever happened. So I mean, that's what happens when I lose control, Leo. Like this is why I try to keep an even keel here. Like I try to be the voice of reason in our group, and because when I lose control, it gets bad. It just gets bad. Dark things come out. And I'm going to just, I mean, like, you can see the shadows kind of move a little bit. just kind of like waving around a little
somehow
bit.
they're working even better in Watson Forest.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, bad things happen, so it's really important to stay in control. Yeah.
Fair.
It's not something I would recommend for anyone else. If necessary, I would be willing to consider participating in perhaps something like that in order to spare the rest of you, having to go through it. But Just
Well,
It's
just
not
remember her offer was quite well. The power, the increase, the strength you'll gain. We'll all gain from it.
yeah, yeah. It was a pretty tempting offer. I don't know if we would come out in the best end of that. I hear a voice inside me now that it sounds very much like the guy yeah, and so it does. I probably shouldn't talk about it. So, Oliver, do you feel okay? Are you okay?
And he's just, you can see like he's just mulling over, like he doesn't look shaken, but his eyes have this coldness to them after like the moment that Gabriel put his hands on his shoulders and he kind of got picked up all these flags. It's like, oh no. Like that's kind of what his eyes showed. And I feel alright. But as far as she is concerned, I may not take part in it. It's I like to move with purpose. That's sort of my way. And I'm not going I eat what I can get my hands on. Myself. By myself. That's what I'm going to be served.
You
I
like
don't
your
trust her.
privacy.
No.
Yeah, you like your privacy. I get it. Yeah.
I don't trust most people.
Yeah.
Let alone her.
Hmm.
So, if she serves me something, there must be some sort of ulterior motive. If I get hungry for unique meats, I'll get it myself.
That's fair. That's fair. So it'd be Dave, Leo, and I then. Got it.
No, you do you. I'll be fine without it.
So then just Dave and me. I mean, that could be a challenge, but yeah.
I want to give you a little bit of information. Look, since you are discussing it, obviously you have pieces of Yaroslav. You know that Yaroslav was a nephew of a mob boss who was brutally slaughtered, and his wife and child was left alone to tell the tale. But apparently they have pissed on the wrong organization's boots, and well, you can connect the dots. The outcasts talked about annihilating them, so it's probably them. He was ambitious, but never had the means to act on anything until a man. You're having trouble finding a face, but you clearly see these hands, these very big hands with 10 fingers on each hand, offering him power. You feel like you get a glimpse of Yaroslav's sire and a plan to annihilate the Camarilla, you think, through what you understand as ghouls. But this is something else, something that's probably more flesh-shaped.
But not human shaped.
Well, parts of humans.
Extra limbs, extra fingers.
But apparently,
I'm seeing a theme.
Yaroslav's very nice-looking cocktail waitresses are apparently the best you can get from a shimishi ghoul, because they actually look like people, but you have a distinct feeling that that's not normal.
Yeah.
But you really try to remember the sire's name, but it's not coming to you at this moment.
Something to investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now he's got visions of things with way too many limbs and also spirits. Luke is just seeing all the beautiful things in the world right now. So yeah. No wonder he's struggling with his humanity. I got it. So, yeah.
I have a question for whoever is driving, and maybe Oliver. When you leave, do you intend to swing by the Cappadocians, or are you going straight to the hospital?
In order to increase the chances of success, you'd probably stop at the Cappadocians to see if they can give any advice, or maybe any You remember seeing like ghost shows? Like, do they have like a ghost device or something that he can like? That's the way he's looking at it. So he's
A
probably gonna stop him.
spectrometer or something like that. Like
Yeah, like so he doesn't really know what he's doing, and he wants to do well with the recent
we're
probable
going to see
revelation.
JK. Yay!
Oh no. So yeah, he would stop at the Cappadocians' place.
Hang on. Do they know anything about getting rid of these lovely stuff? What's it? The illness that we some of us, less dexterous of us, picked up. I think Cappadocians were mentioned as someone who could help with us.
Yeah.
It definitely seems like there's a lot of illness going around here. I don't know if they erase the illness. They might create the illness. I'm not sure.
I'm looking for the less of the illness than more.
Yeah.
I'm just bringing Marie into the fold. I don't know what you have done, but you left for a brief moment. Maybe to feed, maybe to get a book. But you...
Wipe your face off.
You find the rest of the crew in a pub. That it seems like they're the only patrons in there apart from or the only people apart from a old-looking bartender. And there's a large van parked outside. Usually what kind of car Josh he would steal for you guys. But I assume you want to swing by the Cappadocians on the way. Anything else before you leave the pub? All right. It's not far. All of you have been there, but you eventually get to a very large, brightly lit from the outside, these kind of projector lights on the surface, but it's a huge funeral home. Only one story. And it seems like it's built to look ancient, but it's not. It's just the material of it. Very grey stone and neatly polished. But yeah, it seems like a beacon because it's so brightly lit compared to everything else here. You can't see in through any windows or anything, but there's a huge double door with glass windows in it where you can see into a lobby where there's just a desk and no people in there. But you are stopped by a door, I guess, which is not it's not locked. But does anyone have any issues with just going in? I know Luke does.
Is Gabriel with us? He left, right?
He left, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm behind Oliver and Ding. I've got their backs.
Have you been here before, Oliver?
Have I been here, Storyteller? This is the place I went to when
You met at a cafe, but you were directed to this place and told that you're welcome at any time if you ever needed anything clan related. You talked to Vara Hammermeister, the child of JK, she said.
JK, sorry. Yes, this is the place. We can go in. They said at any time. And he just pushes the door open.
This is a ding from an old-fashioned bell, and Luke, you were having issues entering this place. Because
I'm feeling something pushing back against me, right? Normally, it's like businesses aren't a problem, but this is very clearly something other than a business.
This is someone's home.
Yeah. So he's gonna look for anyone to get an invitation from. Like, is it okay if I come in here? I'm feeling like suddenly the compulsion to ask. You know, like, I might just have to stay out here, guys. You know, until I feel like I just feel it's a bit rude. You know, coming in here if somebody happens to be making this something other than just a business. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. But yeah,
There's,
that's he's just gonna wait by the door, I guess.
Unless
Does
we
Luke say that he needs,
invisible ward, yeah. Sorry.
does Luke say that he needs permission to get in?
He says it would be rude of him to enter somebody's home,
Oh,
you know, to without an invitation. It's just bad manner. It's impolite, you know.
Dave's gonna back out a little bit as well, just a little bit embarrassed. Is there a bell? Well, and besides the bell, is there?
There might be a bell. Yeah, yeah. We'll just like ring the bell or knock or something like that. I'm getting that feeling, you know.
Well, you're with me, so it should be fine.
We could knock too.
No, Oliver, you don't understand. It's like if even if somebody leaves the door open, right, to their house, you don't just walk in, right? You know, so I mean, maybe you do. I get that, but you know, it's just like you know, I if you could find someone, right, to maybe like you know just make this okay, you know, that would probably be.
Are there any signs up saying "Welcome, come in" or opening hours or anything like this?
Yeah, is there a mat, like you know a doormat that says "Hey, welcome, or invited"?
Do you not have to knock in order to join?
That's right.
Unfortunately not, but it's not long before Oliver, you have good ears. You start to hear footsteps from below come up my stair, and you hear the distinct sound of removal of plastic gloves. And something wet is tossed on a tray. And behind the desk, in the right corner, a door opens, and a woman comes out. Well, Oliver, you immediately recognize her. She's dark hair, a bit curly, very blue eyes, pale woman, very distinct, sharp eyebrows. She looks friendly enough, but also has this cold aura about her. But she looks and says, "Welcome." She's wearing scrubs, or rather a white apron that's stained by something red. But she's tried to remove the worst of it. And she's not standing, close to the door, so people on the street would not be able to see. It's just because, your guys' eyes and noses are very tuned to this kind of thing. She says, "Oliver, good to see you again. Come in." And now you can actually move, Luke, when she says that.
Dave will open the door and gesture after you.
Thanks, Vara. It's good to see you again.
What can I do for you? You wanna... She looks around. Come downstairs. And she kind of waves you with her. You come down, and it's just a small office. And with another desk and bookcases. But these bookcases none of them are having titles. It seems like leather-bound logbooks. Well, I say leather, but something leather-looking.
Dried skin.
No.
And it's small.
Is it clear upon looking at them, like getting closer, that this is not traditional leather?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
With your Oblivion sight, you can see that kind of thing is emanating from the pages.
Getting nice spiritual energy from the pages. Fantastic.
You don't know anything about ceremonies or something like that, but you can
Of course.
definitely recognize the.
Got vibes. Yeah.
And it's very cold down here. And she just kind of sits on the desk. There's another door made of metal leading somewhere else, and it's kind of, you see the mist coming from it, like it's really cold on the other side of the door. So, what can I do for the Annex?
Gabriel has dispatched us to deal with a problem at the local asylum. We let's just say, as you know, we talked about this before, this isn't exactly my strong suit. And I was hoping that you had any advice or equipment of any kind that we could borrow to deal with it.
Well, I can tell you the most basic things. I don't think I can educate you within the span of minutes, but when dealing with hauntings, the most important thing is their fetus, their kind of objects that binds them to the real world. They have a tremendous power over the race, but since you have not developed your gifts, you would not be able to see them. I know Amelia has a lantern that detects these, and obviously you can, she looks at Marie, make wards if you have the time. That can, it's hard to damage a wraith. You would need, well, either a fetter, magic, oblivion ceremonies, or something that's made of them. But souls given material form is very hard to come by, especially on this side of the veil. So I would suggest figuring out what's, if there is a haunting, what's holding them there. There's usually a good reason why they are still around. And if you're talking hospital, it's probably not something nice. Other than that, if you are looking for removal of wraiths, that can be arranged. Elspeth can, well, eat them. It's probably the best way to say it, or consume them, which gets rid of them permanently and quite effectively, but it's not for free, and she usually does not do it unless it becomes Masquerade breachy. But she takes care of wraiths that are bringing attention to the supernatural. But if you have information for her, it's probably going to be easier. I would suggest always have a way out and block it. Make sure they can't shut it. Because if they shut the door behind you, you're never leaving their place. And they will keep you there. And there is nothing you can do to prevent that. None of you have the abilities to do so. So make sure you have a way out. Make really sure. Otherwise you might just wander the labyrinth for all eternity.
Okay.
Seems like an important detail. Yeah, thank you for sharing
Certainly
that.
glad we stopped here. That is
I think
How
Gabriel-
exactly is... I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No, please.
You mentioned blocking the way out or something. Does that require anything special, or is it just like a door stopper that we can just kind of jam down the bottom there and keep things open? Or
Well, salt is a good start, but
Dave's got that. Yeah, he's got salt. All right, we're good.
it's not gonna last forever though. It's just a... Well, she looks at you, Marie. Do you know how to ward against wraiths?
I may be able to work something.
Wait. May? Is this not a certain thing? Is it more like you're just kind of home brewing this, or?
It's obscure. It's obscure matters. It's not a book recipe. I don't apply to ounces of radish, and every single time it's the same. But I may be able to work something out.
Okay. So a homebrew option and salt. I feel like we're ready. I feel like we can do this. Yeah.
Speaking of Elspeth, though, she did mention that we might get help here with some stuff that's in us.
From Amston.
Yeah, we got shot up a couple of days ago.
So part of the rotting arm.
Interesting. Give me a moment. I'll go get my grandsire. He is very educated on these matters. Moment, and she walks through what looks to be a freezer door, and when it opens, you quickly get a glimpse of all these metal drawers, like hundreds of them. It looks like a necropolis almost in there, or a very large freezer.
Here is the mind clear. I will not be afraid.
But after a few moments, Varo returns with a man. I'm not gonna do the whispering voice because apparently my mic does not pick that up very well, but he does speak like this. His Solera, completely black, has these taint marks around his eyes, and looks, well, very much like something out of a horror movie. I'm gonna post a picture on Discord for you guys, and for the people at home, you can as always see these images on Pinterest.
Sunshine, smiles, rainbows, all things
That you won't find here.
Very gonna be soft and cuddly.
These are not the things you're looking for.
Warm and buzzy.
If he gets undressed to help us, I'm going to be very, very afraid. We know what happens when your sorts get undressed before they do things.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely a man out of this world and more into death.
Oh, lovely.
And that's saying something because we have Oliver.
He whispers, and he is monotone. You have a parasite. Yes, he looks at you, Dave.
Something I want to get rid of. Something I don't want. Yes.
He pulls down the gloves a bit and pulls out a scalpel. Can I have a look?
Of course.
Pulls out scalpel and everything. It's like, can I have a look?
Totally fine. I really do appreciate all your efforts.
He is, looking at it, the scalpel is very close, but he seems like he knows what he's doing with it, and he's not touching
you.
you.
You need this arm.
He is poking the necrotic flesh. You don't feel anything, which is, well, weird, but I don't know. You're not quite aware of how a kindred body works. And he jams it in. You don't take any damage. It's just a centimeter or so. And kind of wiggles it around a bit. And he says, I can do something about that. It's a living thing, and we can kill the living.
I would be grateful for any assistance.
Along with all the rest of your flesh.
I'd be grateful for your assistance, but also for the rest of our pack. Name your price, I will pay.
I really want to study it, but that would mean cutting it out of you and not destroying it. It would be painful, but the boon would be less.
Dave proffers his arm.
He smiles, you think, and gestures into the freezer.
Of course.
There's a
I'll
metal.
be back in a moment.
And are you sure?
Vara stays with you guys. Dave, you only take 1 superficial damage. We'll get back to that in a moment. But Vara is, well, looking at the rest of you and smiling. And kind of pretending that nothing is going on in there. He makes an incision, Dave, and he pulls out something. It's you don't have auspex or anything, so you probably don't see anything. It looks like a piece of clotted blood to you. Puts it in a vial, and then asks, "Would you like me to remove the necrotic flesh, or?"
Whatever needs to happen.
He kind of pours some of his own blood over, and it just turns to ash. It obviously leaves quite a bit of a sink into the skin, but all the dead flesh is gone. And if you had any aggravated because of it, it will turn to superficial damage.
Thank you.
You can heal it regularly.
I'm going to use a couple of rouse checks worth to try and get him back out of the freezer.
Yeah.
Let's have some hunger.
Oh. How many was that?
2.
2. Okay.
I think he will stop off for a snack. Thank you very much.
Everything is kind of weird. There are a lot of colors in the room, and you think vines are growing out of the walls. And when you come back and see your coterie, they all look like plant people. Which is weird. They don't usually look like plant people, but they don't seem to notice it. So maybe you shouldn't.
No. Dave will just do everything as normal. If no one else comments on it, he's going to ignore everything about it.
Yeah.
Reputation.
Albert comes out as well and asks, anyone else?
Luke's like, I'm good.
For the distracting or the killing?
I was thinking the removal of the parasite. I have
Perfectly fine.
I have a specimen now, so I can do it.
I will appreciate if you go take it out. Yes, please.
Puts a hand on it, and you feel something wiggling for a moment, and then it stops, and the dead flesh becomes ash, and it's the same result with any aggravated damage you might have. It turns to superficial.
Alright.
And if not, your flesh becomes normal again. And he says, a minor boon for both of you. Individually, I'm sure you have different talents.
I'm sure we do.
Anyone else? Same thing. Puts his hand. You feel the wiggle, and then the dead flesh turns to ash. And when he's done, he looks at Vara, says, I must go now. JK is waiting downstairs, and we're just making a breakthrough. She smiles, and he leaves. The freezer door closes, obviously. And Dave, you were in the freezer. It's a very large freezer. And apparently there's a stair going even deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And you thought you heard something down there that didn't seem very human.
Mm-hmm.
Just wailings and moanings. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Everyone better? Good.
Are you okay?
Thank you, Barbara, for the help.
What was that, Murray?
Are you feeling alright, Dave?
I'm feeling amazing. I had more of an arm than normal. I did have more of an arm, but everything's fine. Plants grow, they regenerate and whatnot.
Circle of life.
I'm not really sure you can get it back up with gymnastic or anything, though. Probably lost.
Oh, I used to read Swamp Thing. It's just a regeneration thing.
Fair enough.
Just vines and leaves and. Can we go now?
You don't like it here?
I absolutely love it here, but I'm worried about the car. We're...
We don't want to overstay our welcome.
Well, no, the car's been left by itself in North London.
Right.
All right,
enough.
let's head out. Barno,
Indeed.
thanks again. Have a good night.
Oh, right
You
behind
are welcome. And Oliver, I suggest you coming back and actually, become educated at some point. It might help you out. Even in your forging, if you could forge something made of souls, that would be very valuable.
I may do just that. I'll keep in touch.
She nods and follows you out to the lobby.
And if everyone's good, we'll go back out to the car and get going.
While we are in the car, I sort of making sure using my unseen senses to check whether we are being spied on or maybe there's a guy, close by, whatever, spying on us. But if I don't detect something like that, I will be like, look, what? Look, why did you ask? You know I can do stuff with ghosts.
Frankly, Marie, I'm gonna level with you here. I have no idea what it is you can do or how you do it, so I
If
mean,
anyone needs to know, I can't do anything about ghosts.
you've got salt though, so I'm good
No,
with you.
I deal with the occult and magics and things like this in a more mundane way, but I don't actually do the rituals and the things yet.
I would appreciate if the spirit maniacs did not know what I can do about them. So let's try to keep that information to a minimum next time, please. I can handle ghosts. I know how to make a safe way out. Let's just avoid giving more information than needed. Okay, they creep me out.
Marie, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
I just need you to calm down. I don't want you bleeding from the face again. Okay, I know how I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I meant no offense, and I promise I won't bring it up again.
No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Maybe you need some water.
Yeah.
I'm just very worried they got anything on us because we already have a lot of people having trouble with us. I don't want to add more people to it.
But Marie, we just eat those people. We're good. Okay. Yeah.
No, you two have eaten those people.
Yeah, that slipped out. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
You missed an earlier conversation. It was an in-joke. Remember the one that with the N-word we say 3 times and then she appears? Because we were talking about she offered that we could sort of partake and eat someone who was incredibly powerful that would help you out with your sorcery and things like this.
Uh-huh.
If you're interested.
You're going through her domain right now. Maria, I want to say, when you turn on sentiency, you're used to, wraiths are everywhere. Here and there. 1 or 2, maybe.
Alright, if they were close nearby, I would have waited until we were away from the wraith. Because
here in Walton, there are hundreds. And as soon as you turn on and you can see them, they all turn and look at you.
Mm-hmm. Every single place, like everywhere. Amazing.
As soon as you leave Walton, everything becomes normal again. And you don't see wraiths everywhere, just the usual amount. And the light becomes a bit brighter from the street lights, and you hear less coughing. Less sneezing. Someone has been to Walton.
Perfect.
Hope you feel better soon.
I wait. Thank you very much. I wait until then for to actually speak up about this and trying to keep all strengths concealed. And then they talk about negative Nancy, and I'm like, oh, they're scary though. Are you sure about this? I feel like we have a pretty decent opportunity right now. Not really sure we need that extra help. Do you feel unsafe, maybe? I
I feel perfectly safe when I'm with you guys.
excited.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know that ghosts existed until like a week ago when I first met with them. So I don't like it.
I'll believe it when I see it.
They believe in you.
Oh yes.
Doesn't mean I can see them.
Sometimes
Leo,
they're
you're
happy,
better off,
sometimes they're
honestly.
I really do hope you never believe then, for your sake.
You're better off, Leo. You are. It's like staying out of the sewers. You know, you don't deal with those people who just jog down the road in spirit form. It's better. It really is. It's better for your health.
Well,
Fair
so
enough.
they say in London, you're not. You're always a good sort of arm's length from at least 20 or 30 rats. It's even shorter for wraiths.
That's
They're
what they say.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, then at least for now, I think I will. I would like to keep that as an option for now.
You go through Redbridge, a bit more south, avoiding the Nosferatu Primogen's domain, I imagine, and pass over the Thames, going back into more familiar territory as you're driving to the Stonehouse Hospital. Any feedings on the way? I know we already wrote Luke's, but yes, if you want to feed on the way when we get out of the Waltham Forest area, then go ahead and roll a hunting roll. Oh,
It's a little bit on edge with all these plant people.
yeah.
Dave. That's.
I'm just checking. What's your approach to hunting?
I think it's normally sort of lots of talking beforehand, but I think at the moment he's on edge, so I think it's going to be dark alleys. And
Well, you are talking to this person like you think you usually would, but you don't realize this till after the feeding, but they're kind of whimpering on the ground and talking gibberish, and maybe you have tapped into a certain power as you were doing this and accidentally broken their mind. You get a stain.
I think it's
The person's still alive, but they're not all the way there anymore. It's gonna require.
I don't think Dave would have stopped if he was that unaware.
You know, if you wanna empty the person, do you get 2 stains? No, killing them or breaking their mind, it doesn't matter. 1 stain. Yeah.
No, I think he's probably going to end try and take as much out of them as possible.
Yeah.
Try and fix what's going on, and hopefully when he goes back, people aren't plants.
Yeah. You go to 0 hunger,
Mm-hmm.
and people aren't plants, and colors can't be heard, and sounds can't taste it, and all the other weird things.
So whenever that happens, this is what I've got to do. Perfect.
You drive out of London, and apparently getting out of London is easier than getting in, because if you remember back to, well, in-game it's only been like 6 days or something, but more than half a year ago, I think, you had to enter London through the sewers. You do see a checkpoint, but it's not on the way in or out of London, it's on the way in. And these police officers at this particular checkpoint, and seem to be wearing a lot of heavy gear for a checkpoint, like bulletproof vests and Kevlar neck protectors and weird helmets with green visors, and you've seen antigen before, but they do not notice you as you pass them in the opposite lane. But I want to mention that they could possibly be there if you intend to drive back into London. But you get to...
What was the plan?
I don't know.
That didn't look good. That looked kind of scary.
Don't worry, I can charm them without them having to see me. It's all good.
Okay, that takes care of you. And I promise they'll never even see me. Like, I don't need to bother charming them because they'll never know I'm even there. So, yeah. But I just am concerned about the rest of you. That looked like full tactical gear. I'm just, Marie in particular. I mean, I worry that they might treat Marie roughly. So.
Yeah, I am worried about why we are leaving.
Well, we have to go to this place, right? Isn't this?
The hospital.
Yeah, it's the
Gabriel
hospital
wants us
house.
at a hospital.
Yeah. Gabriel kind of made it so he dug his fingers into Oliver like in a not nice way.
Frenemy.
Yeah, exactly. Right, that's the term I was looking for. And so he made it very in Gabriel's way. He was subtle about it, but in everybody else's way, he was kind of obvious about it. He made it very clear that we needed to do the thing here. So it's not that we have a choice, Marie. It's best just to kind of pull it together and make sure that, you bring towels and everything and that, we just kind of get this done. So.
All right.
Sorry. It wasn't presented as a choice.
My whole life tends to go like that very often.
Right? You'd think by being an anarch, you're able to do what you want, but you just find out that you have some guy who can turn your head into mashed potatoes and giving you orders. So, yeah, it's just one master for another. I know.
You get. Sorry.
As long as I keep myself in one piece, it works. I just don't want to get into trouble.
Marie.
I know, the bank. Oh, blast the hills, the bank.
Yeah. As far as not getting into trouble, you're completely fucked. Sorry.
Wow.
It's the truth.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. 100%.
Whatever happens, we'll make it through. Tattoo that's on your heart, and you might survive.
yeah.
Remember, the plan is, if in doubt, run away. No,
As ever,
need
Dave is the voice of reason. Yeah.
No need to be heroes.
Yeah, that's right. And towels. Bring a spare set. Yeah.
Be ready to kill if you have to.
Yeah.
I posted a picture just so you can see the forefront of the building, but you get to a large area that's been fenced in. The main building in the center of it is at a circular driveway. There is a under construction sign, and you quickly figure out that this hospital has been closed since 2005, and people have been trying to turn it into luxury apartments ever since, but apparently construction never gotten that far. You don't see any builders. Well, it's in the middle of the night. There's a small shed that's kind of just put there, probably so a security guard can get out of the rain and have a cup of coffee. That's the only light that's here, apart from, well, they're not on, but you see very large projector lights that can easily illuminate the whole area should it be necessary. The fence is, well, closed with chain, the gate really, and whatever did any construction here seems to have left in a hurry, because these materials have been just lying around for about 10 years or more. But
So
apparently someone owns this place.
So it's a construction project that went over, like they all do. It's perfect.
Got a tower.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it looks like it had the vision is nice. I mean, you know, seems like it's going to someday be a place people might want to work or live at. You know, like it's you know, got potential. It's a fixer-upper.
Leo and Oliver, you have heightened senses, right?
Yep.
You hear a single heartbeat inside the shed, in the entire area. Just one dude. You
There's
think.
a guy in there.
You smell coffee, and you hear a TV, very low volume.
There's a little bit of
A what?
heartbeat.
Okay.
I can hear
Not
it
like
too.
not like bass or anything, but like an actual heartbeat.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We can't have him poking about while we're here. Who wants to take points on this one?
Can you all do a wits and technology for me?
Oh, who?
A wits and technology, and Oliver and Leo, you can obviously put your auspics on top.
Dave's not even going to roll. Let's just assume that he failed that roll.
I got one success.
Ew.
Oliver?
2.
2.
Yeah, I'm away. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Technology plus wits, did you say? Or
Yes, please.
all right.
Also
Yeah.
2.
I will take it too. Not the wittiest lady.
It's not a difficult thing to see, and obviously you have to bring attention to this kind of thing, and collectively I think you see a couple of like 4 or 5 poles or posts that's been set with security cameras, and you see the cables are going to that particular shed where you hear the heartbeat coming from. The cameras are obviously not a part of the construction itself, but more security measures, but they are there.
Suppose we could just go and have a bit of a chat with him, ask if he wouldn't mind turning off the cameras for a little bit, something like that. I'm sure he'd be amenable.
I was just going to say, who's going to take points? Who's going to...
I don't
Deal
mind
with
doing the talking.
Alright, Dave?
I'm not getting any kind of the feeling that I got before at the funeral home, right? Storyteller?
Turning on your eyes?
No. I'm talking about like the invitation thing.
No.
Okay, good. All right.
No one living is, well, or undead is having residence here. But if you, it's Dave and Marie, you can't see in the dark, but everyone else can. Look with your particular sight. The whole building it has a black aura. You kind of see like smoke rising from the foundations, which is weird. You've never seen that before. You've
We
never
got smoke.
never seen a building be non-corporeal and spectral in that manner.
It's half in and half out, guys. Like this, yeah. We're going to the other side here. Like, it's just like we're between worlds, crossing the threshold.
That sounds fun. I'm going to check the cameras. I doubt these cameras are for mortals, right? I mean, this is abandoned. Maybe we
Just
don't
not
have
taking the
to
chances.
ignore them.
May not be a good idea.
Shields up.
Dave's going
Oliver
to
will...
pull the hood up
Hmm.
and start walking over to the hut.
Yes.
All right.
Well, you hear a TV inside playing something random on a low volume.
Bracing for this.
Dave's going to try something new. How would Leo do this? And activate all.
Yes. I assume you knock.
Knock on the door. Hello? Hello?
You hear something, well, like it had its feet on a table and became very startled and puts them on the ground, and you hear a voice, "Who's there?"
Hiya, it's just Dave.
He opens the door, and it is a guy. He looks tired, like you just woke him up.
Oh, I'm really sorry, mate. You been busy, or is it bit of an easy one here?
Ah, no worries at all. You have it all on, I expect. Do you want a coffee or anything?
No. You're too kind. You're too kind. I've got my boss with me today. He's one of them YouTuber type people. They want to do something. They want to do a little bit of filming. They've heard about the hospital and all the rest of it. I was just wondering if you wouldn't mind.
Oh, it's one of those ghost hunting shows.
Yeah. Slides over some money and just pops it onto the side. I know technically the cameras are supposed to be working tonight, but if they didn't work tonight, and we could just have a sort of like a half hour in out, it would make things a lot easier for us if it's okay with you. We're not going to break anything. We'll just be in and out. You won't even know we're here.
He walks out of the shed, walking past you. It's very hard for him to take his eyes off you, obviously. Mm-hmm. He walks to the bundle of cables and then pulls them out and says, "I think we have some water damage tonight."
Dave will put some more cash on the table and get yourself tucked up warm in there. Keep the door shut and you won't hear from us. All right?
He just says, "Careful of the basement. It's really weird and locked off."
Not a problem. We won't even go anywhere near it. What's your name, friend?
Frank.
Frank, you're an absolute diamond, mate. Anything you need, ever. If you go and... Actually, what's the name of the pub that he would have left the cards in for Samir? Oh, it's in Croydon. Well, insert pub name here. If you ever need anything...
Oh, Rebellious Fist?
No.
Oh, no.
It's very much the Mortal Pub.
Oh.
If you ever need anything, ask for Samir. He knows where to find me. Anything at all. Tickets, whatever. We got you back, okay, Frank? He'll gently coax him back inside and pull the door shut before heading back.
Well, the rest of you can hear the TV's volume becomes very much louder. Almost like it's easier to ignore something if you don't hear it. And, the cameras are not on anymore.
Basement's dodgy. So, probably best place to start.
Yeah, what a classic. That
All
would be
right.
nice. Would be nice. Thank you, Dave.
Oliver will go over. So you said there's a lot of like, are there still like tools laying around and building materials from when they were like doing construction? Did they leave any tools behind that
Maybe.
could be salvaged?
Maybe a hammer or two, but nothing nothing expensive.
Yeah. Oliver will go over and he finds like maybe like a crowbar or like a screwdriver or something like that, and he'll go up to the front doors and he will start taking the doors off the hinges with my crafting skill,
Yes.
which I never used.
There is obviously a condemned building sign, and beware, don't enter, the usual.
And he's probably seeing the confused looks on everybody's faces as he's like taking the doors off the hinges and then just laying them to the side. And he's just like, we don't want to get blocked in. That's
Salt.
salt.
One sec.
Don't want to
Dave's
be-
going to run
yeah.
back to the hut and run salt around the entire circle the hut and then run back.
Bree, this is where you come in.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you do anything silly, Maria, do an occult and intelligence.
Okay, plus intelligence.
I love you said silly.
Ghost, imagine, is extra modifier. Like it will apply with the ghost stuff.
For specialty?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Yes, I'm taking that.
Seven. This is your shit place to do it. The staircase and the basement you have sensed seen. You can almost see this energy emanating from down there. This is where it's coming from. And this is what you need to block so it does not spread.
All right. I'm going to. We actually have to. Don't worry, I will make my thing, but we have to make it further in there.
You know best. You know what you're doing. I don't understand what you do, so whatever you say.
I'm internally screaming as well, but alright.
You wanna do a ward against the dead, or?
I would like to do a spirit ward.
Yes. Well, it takes 45 minutes and 3 RAF checks, but you definitely can do it.
Yes, true. But alright, yeah, I handle myself pretty well to be safe, so let's go. Let's take the risk. Alright? Alright? Alright, yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
pretty sure. Spirits are quite easy, bro.
Mere child's play.
And you don't have to do the roll before the water is triggered. But I think a lot of salt and blood is involved in this.
Yeah, 100%. The knife, I call this triangle. That's like some kind of three spirals united. They almost seem to move if you look at them on the blink of an eye, but they in theory will stay on pot. And basically, I keep making this pretty hypnotic pattern surrounding the doorway and the staircase, making like a bit. Actually, it will be charming in a way if it did not have this disturbance appearance with the salt slowly dripping as well as the blood that's carved into my skin and that moves on its own, not like blood so move that trickles or stays put, moves horizontally, vertically. It defies the laws of physics as I demand them to do. And once I'm finished, it stays put and it's like just red paintings.